Ailish, good to see you.
Hi, you
Well,
too. How are you?
good. Well done your season so far.
Thanks. Yeah, um it's been pretty good, bar
Yeah,
the one blip that we've had. So
I
yeah,
think you're
yeah,
allowed one loss a
yeah.
season. You're all
hopefully that's
absolutely
it.
smashing it out
The
there.
doggies seem to do that once a year. Like they seem to have one upset a year. The doggies, like they do that.
They
They beat Melbourne last year, like
they
randomly, and shouldn't have.
yeah, they kind of seem to bring it out of the fire once in a blue moon when they kind of need it.
Y- Yeah,
But yeah, they're they're always kind of thereabouts. It just hasn't been clicking for them, and it just clicked for them on that day, and we were the unfortunate
I could see them
bystanders
beating.
at the
I could see them beating Collingwood. I could see them making the finals. Like they're that.
yeah.
They're on like a bit of a
Yeah, to be
buzz.
honest, they're on a bit of a high after the win against us, and they're kind of sitting, on a decent spot on the table at the moment. So
Yeah,
they could actually, feature later on in the comp, which is good. It's good to see that.
yeah.
The Crows have looked in flying form all season, so it's about time we had one of them on the show. And Ailish Considine joins us from Adelaide. Ailish, great to have you on the show and great to get back to winning ways. Was it a relief to get that first loss against the Doggies out of the system?
I guess it was a bit of a relief, to be honest. It's kind of taken the pressure off a bit because I think getting a loss like that mid-season kind of gives you that bit of breathing space in terms of, going into a final series with, 10 wins from 10 puts a bit of pressure on. So I think, yeah, it's probably, brought us back to reality a little bit and, gave us a little bit of a shake-up that we probably needed to reassess and look forward towards the back end of the season. So, while for us it's not ideal, we would have loved to have been, 7 from 7 after seven rounds. Unfortunately, look, we came up short against a better side on the day, and they really brought it to us at home in Norwood, and they have a habit of doing that to us in our home ground. So, difficult loss to take, and we did a big debrief after the game and had a lot of learnings. But yeah, we were lucky to come back strong this weekend against GWS and hopefully right the wrong of that, and hopefully it won't cost us anything towards the back end of the season.
Ailish, you've mentioned there that the doggies were good that day, but were they really that good, or was there maybe a slight loss in focus for yourselves, or because you'd been going so well up to
Yeah,
that?
yeah, like potentially there could have been a little bit of us taking our eye off the ball a little bit and probably not giving Bulldogs the respect that they deserved. Now, in fairness to them, they really started the game strong. Within 5 minutes, they had 3 goals kicked, and we were a little bit shell shocked. And it was um, that's what really cost us in the end. We just couldn't claw that last point back. And if we had maybe shut shop a little bit sooner and come into the game a little bit more focused and more pressure on them, we wouldn't have copped up those 3 goals so easily. So, yeah, probably a little bit of not giving them the respect that they deserved, and them having just really taken their chances on the day. Like, they were super accurate. They had very few misses, and yeah, and we unfortunately missed a couple of shots too on the day, and that's something we're working towards actively at the moment.
Listen, it may have been a loss for yourselves, but it was a brilliant match to watch for any neutral fans out there. I want to take you back to last season because it was a bit of a shock in the final to lose out to Brisbane. Was there a renewed motivation then coming into pre-season this year about, it's sometimes harder to defend the title, but that now that you've lost it, a renewed motivation to get back to where you were?
Yeah, of course, and obviously that loss to Brisbane at home at Adelaide Oval, hurt a lot, and I think, yeah, it really drove us on throughout our pre-season, and Brisbane are an excellent side, and they were deserving winners on the day. They outplayed us in every position and really came at us. So I think, when you play a final like that and you've been outplayed, it's really something that drives you on for the following season. And I think the girls have been super focused since the grand final and since we've come back to pre-season. And I think it's definitely a driving factor for us. But like, you can only take it game by game and put in the work as much as you can. And I think Bulldogs give us that perspective again where we might have lost track a little bit. So yes, it's a huge motivating factor for us to try and get back into a final series and hopefully go one step further and not fall short.
Ailish, you're currently playing on a team of what I would consider AFLW superstars, but who we find ourselves talking about a lot in here is Ebony Martinoff and Hatchard. I suppose I just wanted to know what it's like playing with the two girls and how good really are they?
Yeah, like they're brilliant, to be honest. Evs and Hatch, they just work unbelievable together, the two of them. Like between them, they get over 40 disposals a game, which is incredible stat for two of your midfielders to be on that. So, to be honest, Niamh is one of the hardest people to train against. We honestly avoid her group if you're really not feeling up for a hard training session, because she is tough as nails. She's one of the hardest players to train and play against. So I'm very grateful that she's actually on our team the majority of the time, when it's game day and the crunch is early on. So yeah, like both of them are super committed. They always go the extra yard, and that shows on the field when they play. Both of them train non-stop and give it absolutely everything they have, and have the talent to back that up too. So they don't just have the talent, they work hard in the background to to boost that as well. And it's a credit to them and how far they've come with both of them such a young age. Only 22, and I think Nash might be 23, I think, between them. So super young, and just a powerhouse in the midfield for Adelaide, and throughout the comp as well.
Ailish, listen, we haven't even got around to talking about you and your season so far, but I've a feeling we could be talking to you again before the end of the season, so hopefully you'll come back and join us again.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Ailish, thanks so much for being on the show this week, and we wish you and the Crows all the best for the rest of the season. But as I said, we may be chatting to her again. Before